Current heavyweight kingpin, I should say, Oleksandr Usyk takes on former unified champion himself, Tyson Fury, this weekend in a rematch of their first encounter back in May, which, saw Usyk win a comfortable but nonetheless somewhat controversial split decision against Fury over in Riyadh earlier this year. I, like many observers, felt that Usyk won reasonably clearly in that first fight. I didn't really see it as a split decision kind of fight, even though, Fury did hold the advantage in that mid-mark between rounds 4 to 7 or whatever. But, Usyk to me really came on strong during the second half of that fight, took the opening couple of rounds also, and had that huge surge in round 9 as well, which, almost ended the show. So, a split decision in that first fight for me. My concerns from Usyk backers ahead of this fight as well, just in terms of where the favoritism may lie with the judges' scorecards. Before I get into a best bet for this one, I just want to mention Wager Talks Buy January, Get December free promotion, which is going on until Christmas Eve. Believe that amounts to just $6.50 per day on average. That's all best bets, all 5% plays as well. So great time to jump on board and check that out before the start of the new year. Return to the best bet for this fight, and there have been a lot of changes in the run-up to this rematch. We saw Tyson Fury's father, John, headbutt a member of Usyk's team in the build-up to their first fight. There were all those kind of mixed messages going on in the corner of Tyson Fury as well. Sugar Hill Stewart saying he needs to do more. John Fury saying, don't worry, son, you're coasting. There was a bunch of, not only mixed messages, there was yelling going on as well. So things are going to be a lot smoother for Tyson Fury this time around. There's going to be Sugar Hill Stewart and Andy Lee, two of the sharpest minds in the sport, and that's it. Rumors circulated a few weeks ago that there were more ongoing disputes in camp between John Fury, who seemed to want a leaner, quicker, faster version of Tyson to try and outbox Usyk in this one, while Sugar Hill wanted the opposite. He wants a heavier, more powerful version of Fury to really, put it on Usyk from the outset in this fight. And the latter seems to have won out here. Stewart has already confirmed that John Fury will not be in Tyson's corner for this fight. Tyson Fury is on course also, at least according to the latest reports, to eclipse his heaviest ever weight in the ring. That was the 277.7 pounds he came in for against Francis Ngannou last year. Fury cut almost 16 pounds off that between that fight and his first fight against Usyk earlier this year, which, clearly didn't work out for him. So I think a bit of pragmatism has taken over the Fury camp ahead of this one. I believe Stewart has basically told Tyson, look, you're not going to outbox Usyk here. It's as simple as that. Usyk, as we all know, is a master technician. And he's not only more athletic than Fury is, but is a far superior gas tank as well. So, I think the Fury camp need a bit of Derek Chisora war mentality in this one. No surprise that out of any heavyweight Usyk has fought up to this point, a case can be made that Chisora has given him the most trouble in the ring. That sheer weight and power advantage, paired with a kind of Route 1 style. There's no tricks with Derek Chisora. You know what you're going to get. And that worked for Chisora, at least early in their fight. And Fury's on course to potentially adopt a similar type of approach here. Reports saying he's going to come in at around the 280-pound mark here, which would obviously eclipse that 270 he weighed in for the Ngannou fight. And that basically tells you all you need to know here. Roberto Ramirez Jr. will be the referee for this fight. He's most famous for allowing Katie Taylor in that Chantel Cameron rematch in Dublin to basically, hold and smother Cameron throughout that fight with little to no repercussions. And that could be another key advantage for Fury in this one. Kind of like we seen with his old adversary, Vladimir Klitschko, all those years ago, when he basically, Hulk Hogan'd Alexander Povetkin over in Russia, WWE style, grappled him throughout. Not sure how that fight was allowed to go on, but, there it is. So that will favor Fury, the bigger man, in this one as well. For me, there are enough reasons just to like Fury outright in this one. I thought Usyk clearly won the first fight. I had a 5% play on him to do so. But, when they read out those judges' scorecards and announced the split decision, I was concerned. And that same bias would concern me ahead of this rematch as well. We know who the judges' favorite is in this one. So I already grabbed Fury at plus 155 a couple of weeks ago. But given the fact of what we know about Sugar Hill Stewart's more, offense-minded tactics, that's something that's always been preached at the Kronk Gym. Always look for the KOs. It doesn't matter how much you're coasting. You've won every round. Emmanuel Stewart will always preach, go for the KO. Plus the fact we know Fury's on course to be at his heaviest ever weight coming into this one as well. He's not coming in here to dance. I think there's enough value to put a small play on the Fury to win by KO prop as well at plus 310. Fury knows he has gas tank issues ahead of this one. He's nowhere near the fleet-footed version of himself that danced his way to an easy victory over Vladimir Klitschko all those years ago. And he knows he'll likely have the referee on side here as well. Should he attempt to wrestle and lean on Usyk on the inside, that's a very, very tiring strategy if he can pull it off in terms of Usyk. So, I just thought Fury was far too complacent on the inside during those rounds. He was on top during the first fight, rounds 4 to 7-ish. Far too much clowning around. He was playing to the crowd, sticking his tongue out. I think we see him cut the clown show in this one and look to put serious pressure on Usyk up close with that 20-stone dead weight of his. Big, big man. So whether he's successful or not is anybody's guess. At the end of the day, Usyk is by far the best opponent he's faced up to this point. He's a better technical fighter than Fury is as well, quite frankly. But, whether Tyson Fury achieves his goal or not, I think the value nonetheless lies with Fury in this fight. As I said previously, I've already bet this. I bet Fury at plus 155. But I'm also going to drop some on the KO as well at plus 310. Knowing what we know, how Fury's going to approach this fight. I think that's a big, big price. So let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Can the Gypsy King regain his crown once again, or will Oleksandr Usyk prove too good for him a second time? Let me know down below. And as always, don't forget to like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. It's very much appreciated. And until next time, Slán Bhfuil you. Best of luck on all your bets.